Hi everyone, this is Adam from Ads Productions and this is the review of the D-Link DCS-2802KT OMNA wire-free indoor or outdoor camera kit. Let's start by talking about what you get in the box. First of all, you get the hub, otherwise known as the DCS H1000 hub. You get two DCS-2800H cameras, so basically two of the cameras. You get a power supply for the hub. You also get a power supply for the camera. You also get a magnetic wall mount with screws. You also get an actual mount with screws. You get an Ethernet cable, as well as 1 year's premium cloud recording subscription. First of all, when you take the camera out of the box, you notice that the build quality of the hub and the two weighty cameras is immediately very, very good. It's actually quite surprising at first that the cameras weigh as much as they do. There is quite a heavy weight to these cameras in comparison to the hub, so just bear that in mind. They're going to be on the side of your house anyway, so this isn't really a problem. Just a first impression kind of thing. From a first impression point of view, this camera system is very elegant and sleek, consisting of two cameras and a hub. The hub looks a little bit different from a design perspective to the cameras. However, it will fit in most common house or home security systems. So there's no problem there thinking, this might not fit with my house and the wall structure. It's low profile enough to be hidden in plain sight. However, looks good enough to realise this is a 2020 era camera setup. The design. The cameras kind of look a little bit Portal-ish. By that I mean the games by Valve. On the bottom of each camera you have a QR code which helps with the setup as well as pairing in the future. There's also a tripod style mount which can be used to set the camera up in a range of different places, alongside using it with the mount that's included in the box. So you can literally screw in the mount at the bottom and mount it wherever you'd like. Towards the rear of the camera there is a section where the magnetic join is. This allows for easy removal for charging. The magnet connection is also very, very strong and you don't have to worry about it falling in high winds. I find this really cool because you literally just have to mount the magnetic side to the wall or wherever you have the camera, and then you can take the camera, connect it via magnet to the wall, and when you want to charge it or even reposition it, you just take it off the wall easily with the magnet and place it back on. The magnet makes for a very, very easy to maintain and alter style of camera. On the front you obviously have the camera component as well, and if you look closely you can also see the infrared component. But on the front is literally just the camera lens, so there's nothing too spectacular. On the side you have the sync buttons as well. The sync buttons are used to link the two cameras, or however many you have, to the hub for easy setup. We'll talk about that a bit later on. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the hub. The hub is the brains of the operation. It's a small white device that looks very similar to an internet router or router. It has 3 lights on it. We'll talk a bit more about what it has later on, but essentially it's controlling the cameras that you choose to set up. It's very low profile. It has a power input. It also has a network input. There's also a USB port, most likely used for storage expansion. If you look at the front of the hub when fully plugged in, you'll see 3 different lights. One for power, one for network, and one for camera. If you have a connected camera with an internet connection, you will see all of these light up. When facing this hub, on the right hand side is actually room for a micro SD card. This is what I'm personally using for storage, however it's just one of the storage mechanisms for this overall system. There's also a sync and siren button at the very top of the hub. So how easy is this whole system to set up from start to finish? To be honest with you, it's very, very straightforward. I can't really speak higher of the setup process for these cameras. Literally all you do is plug in the included hub to power as well as the network, wait for the lights to come on, and then what you do after that is press the sync button on each of the cameras. That way you've known that you've got the hub set up with power and internet, as well as pressing the sync button to make sure the cameras talk to the hub to say, hey, I'm alive and I'm ready to be used. Once you've done that, the 2 cameras are ready to be added. All you do now is you take out the My D-Link app and you go to add a device and hub, and you scan the QR code on the hub. What it will then do is talk you through a wizard of adding the cameras and the device, and eventually all you've done then is you've added the hub, which technically is the hub as well as the 2 cameras that you've synced to it, and you have the device enrolled and the cameras ready to use. I know I've made it sound quite easy to use, and it really is that way. You just scan the hub after you've synced the 2 cameras to it, and you have 3 devices enrolled with 1 QR code scanned from within the app. So how about camera quality? Camera quality is obviously very important when it comes to a system. However, it's not the most important thing, because as long as you can see the intruders or what's picked up on the alerts, it doesn't really matter how clear and concise the picture is, just that you can see it very well. Well, for this one, the camera quality is great on these cameras and allows you to see the subjects walk in and out of frame with little to no issues. There is never any quality deterioration, but again, that depends on what kind of connection that you have. If you're going to record video at night, which hopefully you are, because that's when you want to see potentially the neighbour's cat, potentially a burglar come by, just know that any video recording that you do during the night, or the camera does automatically at night, shall I say, is never going to be as good quality as it is during the day because of the amount of light that is allowed through. That's just par for the course. Recording at night does work well though, because at night when the recording is in night mode, you can see people come to the door and you can clearly identify the subjects with no issues whatsoever. So there's no problems whatsoever recording at night. It's just the camera quality won't be as good. But you will come to expect that if you have any experience with cameras. There is actually audio on these cameras as well. The audio quality is mediocre, but you're not really using it for ultra high definition audio. As long as you can hear what's going on in the camera and you can actually speak through the camera, that's all that you really need. The audio quality is good, you can hear anything that's going on, it's not going to blow your mind, and to be honest, that's the way it should be, because it doesn't take up unnecessary space. Obviously, being one of the biggest selling points of camera systems, the battery life is very, very important. With this camera system, you're going to get months out of these cameras. Yes, literally months. Now, to be completely transparent and honest with you, I haven't actually had months to review this camera system. This is purely the claims on the box. However, what I can say is I've been using these cameras for a few weeks now and I haven't seen the battery settings or status go down a bar, which indicates to me that these are going to do exactly what they say on the tin and last for a few months, which is excellent, because the last thing you want to do is go on holiday and have the cameras die of battery. That's not really good at all. You can charge these very simply with the USB cable that's included. You can also plug it into the wall, charge it up, and there you go, you're good for a few other months. It's quite impressive that with this camera system you can go months using them without having to worry about battery upgrades or changing the batteries whatsoever. The battery life is going to depend on how much you use these and how sensitive the camera picks up motion. For example, if your camera picks up everything and you've got the highest sensitivity on and you have 10, 20, 30 video clips of constant recordings, your battery is going to go down further than if you have the sensitivity set up so that every once in a while it goes off. So once or twice a week you get a motion sensor. There's going to be a clear difference there. So just bear that in mind when it comes to picking a camera, or a camera system for that matter, for your home security. Okay, so you have the hub and you also have the 2 cameras. How do you control these cameras and the hub and maintain it and see what's going on? Well, to do that you need to download an application on your smartphone called the My D-Link app. When you've got that and you've signed in, this is what you actually use to connect the cameras. So you'll click on add device and you'll scan the QR code on the back, and then you'll go through the wizard, you add it to the Wi-Fi, and then you've got the cameras enrolled in the app. When you've got the cameras enrolled in the app, you'll find that it's relatively easy to use the application and the cameras that you've enrolled, as well as the other devices. My only minor criticism about the app, the My D-Link app, is, don't get me wrong, you can see the devices as well as browse the media and everything else that's captured over the cameras. It's just that sometimes it feels quite clunky, it freezes from time to time, the loading times are slightly longer compared to how I'd prefer them to be, and you have the occasional app crash, which means stability could be improved slightly. The app is part of a bigger picture though, and almost separate entirely to this camera system. By that I mean it's designed for you to have a range of different D-Link devices, not necessarily this one, the hub or the cameras, and have them all interconnected. For example, you can use various automation tools to have some trigger set off some device which alerts your camera, which sends you an email, and then activate some sort of alarm or smart plug that you have. These are also fully compatible with if this, then that. It's nice to have the option to use these cameras in a fully fledged smart home system, or just simply have the nice app interface for your camera recordings and to go back to see what happened 1 week ago. The choice is yours. The main storage component is dictated by the hub, so from within the app you can select the hub and then ultimately choose what type of storage you want to use for the recordings. You do actually get a free year of cloud storage with this, and going back 14 days. You can also use the micro SD card, which in this case I've used, or you can use hard drive, which is the hard drive that you plug in via USB into the back of the hub. Overall, this camera is very, very impressive, as well as the whole system in general, to be honest. It allows you to take the first steps into a smart security system while allowing a very, very easy setup, as well as making sure that you have good quality video, an easy to use app, as well as going back to see the camera recordings. What more could you want from a security system? I don't have any major flaws with the camera system apart from the app, and as apps go they're going to be updated regularly, so there shouldn't be a problem going forward. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Adam from Ads Productions with the review of the D-Link DCS-2802KT OMNA wire-free indoor or outdoor camera kit. Thank you very much for watching.